Hi, my name is Dave. I'm your host. You're listening to The Last Podcast, where the first shall be last and the last shall be first. If this is your first time listening, welcome. I'm happy you found me. And if you are returning, welcome back. I really appreciate you listening, and I hope you continue to find tips, ideas, and value from listening to this podcast. Today, I want to talk about something very simple. So I'll be brief and I will not be long on this talk. But I just want to bring to your attention a thought. And I have a question. If any of you have listened to me before, you know that I always have a question. I'm always inquisitive. I always ask a lot of questions. And you know what? I will address something in a minute. But the question I have for you right now, do you believe in everything happens for a reason? Do you believe that? That everything that you see happening or happens to you, it happens for a reason? Well, I'm asking that question because, I believe that. I believe that there are things in our life that we cannot explain, but it happens for a reason. And we may not ever discover the reason why it happens, or we may discover those reasons later on in life, or maybe as quick as maybe 14 days, right? I do believe that everything happens for a reason, though. Perhaps you might be the type of person who might believe in the cause of or the law of cause and effect, or, simply things just happen. And what you do today may have an adverse effect on what you receive or what you experience in 14 days, a month from now, or maybe 6 months from now, or even a year from now. I believe that what we do today definitely has an adverse effect on what we experience in our lives. And case in point, if you are learning something new, 9 times out of 10, if you stick at it, you're going to be proficient within a month, maybe 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, even in a year, you're going to be more seasoned, right? So the same thing. Cause and effect. If we continue to do something, we become better at it, right? So that means what we do today will have an effect on what we experience later on, no matter how short or how long. And people in sales also know this is true, because sales is numbers, is numbers driven, I would say. And it is also based on what you produce. That means that if you're in sales, you have to have a certain type of activity that's going to help you produce more sales. So if you are saying, if I need to make sales, I need to knock on X amount of doors to go ahead and experience an influx of sales later on down the road. The only way I'm going to do it is the more doors I knock on, or the more people I speak to, the more opportunities I have at making more sales. Just like in network marketing, right? The more people that we get to talk to get in front of, or be shown a presentation to see if it's something that will resonate with them, to see if it's something that they would be interested in taking part of, the more people down the road we may have as a group, and the more money we might earn as a group or individual. So, having said all that, do you think that what you do in your own life will have an adverse effect, good or bad? Because if you was to step out and rob someone and get caught, that, cause and effect. So you went out and did and broke the law. So now you got caught and you would have to deal with the consequences. But now, on a good note, let's just say that you decide to change your life. My podcast has always been about making a change, becoming better at something in life. I've always strived to try to become a better person, to try to do something better. So I realized something, cause and effect, right? So as I'm trying to increase my own or improve, I would say, my own life, I know that I have to continue to learn every day. I got to continue to learn something new every day, cause and effect. And later on in life, there should be a cause and effect. So when we think about those things, have you ever been on social media and you see people saying, oh wow, hey look, my brother, my son, my father, or someone has passed away, and we're trying to raise money so that we can take care of the funeral services. Cause and effect. You know, somebody has probably spoken to them years prior to that sad passing, and they chose not to get any type of coverage. So cause and effect. So when that person passes, now they have to try to pull together money and ask perfect strangers to help out. Cause and effect. We didn't do something, so now we are dealing with the consequences of trying to raise money to help put the final resting situation on a person that has passed or one of our loved ones. Cause and effect. So what we do today does have adverse effects in our life, whether it might be 30, 40, 50 years from now, but what we do, the decisions that we make in our lives affect us and other people around us and our loved ones, whether we know it or not. We may not even understand it. We may not believe, or we just may be blinded, or we just want to be ignorant and not think about those things, or our or the things that we do. But everything we do has a cause and effect. It has something that will have an adverse effect, either within another 2 weeks, month, years. We don't know, but there is a cause and effect. So if you took something up to learn something new, you'll be proficient if you continue to do so. And eventually, if you continue learning, you'll become not only proficient at it, but you would probably also become an expert at it. And people would look toward you for answers because you are now a knowledgeable person, an expert. So cause and effect in your own life right now is what I want you to think about. I want you to think about the decisions that you're making. What kind of decisions are you making, and what kind of adverse effect do you believe the decisions that you're making right now will affect you in your life or someone in your life 2 weeks, a month, a year down the road? It's something to think about. So when you look at, and I want you to also look at it this way, when you say to yourself, you know what, I want to actually change my life. I want things to be different. What do I need to do to make that happen? Cause and effect. I want you to think of that every time you start to make your decisions. What do I want to do with this decision? How do I want this decision to affect me months from now, years from now? And how will it affect my loved ones? That's deep, right? That's really going deep down into your cause and effect, your choices, what you do with your decisions today, how it will affect the outcome of your own life and the people around you, your loved ones, your family, your friends, even co-workers, depending on your decisions. Now, we can't help when other people make decisions that affect us as well, but the only thing we can do is choose how we respond to what those decisions are. Like if somebody was to say, I no longer want to be with you. I no longer want to be married to you. I want this relationship to end. I'm not going to work at that company no more. They up and quit. All our decisions, how right they might seem at the moment, sometimes we make decisions in haste, and they have an adverse effect on our own lives and the people that we love. The reason why I'm talking about this now is I just want you to have that thought in your head as you start to make better decisions in your own life. Cause and effect. Every decision you make. And yes, there are things that happen for a reason. People become experts for a reason. What's that reason? Cause and effect. They chose to get involved in whatever it is, and they chose to stay with it. They chose to work on it. It might have been something that they were passionate about. They stayed with it and became an expert. Is there something in your own life that you want to change? Are the decisions in your life right now, how are they affecting you? But more importantly, how are the decisions that you're making in your life today affecting the future you and your loved ones? I am really trying to get you to think about your decisions and really taking charge of your future. Things happen for a reason. Sometimes those reasons are on purpose, with a purpose. What are your reasons? What are your decisions that you're making today doing for you and your future self and family and your loved ones and even your friends? So you think about it. You have a person that comes to you and say, hey, I just didn't want you to think that I didn't care enough about you, whether you want to learn more about what I'm doing or not. I just care enough about you to make sure that you had that decision. So if I do so well in the future, I don't want you to think about, he thought about himself or herself. Sometimes those decisions, when people are into network marketing, they share what they're excited about, and then next thing you know, they become a group and they start growing and they start changing, and they're enriching their friendship, and guess what? Things change for them and they start to do so much together as family and friends, and now you're pulling 2 families together, 3 families together, and now all of you are having new enriched relationships, all because of 2 people. 2 people, but originally one person thought so much of another person. They said, here, I have something that I'm going to be doing, and I care enough about you not to leave this opportunity off the table for you. I want you to have that own opportunity or decision for yourself. I don't want to make the decision for you. Is this something that you would like to learn more about? It could be anything. It could be you making a decision that you see somebody that you are attracted to every day, and you happen to see them, and one day you say, you know what? This is the day I'm going to say hello. This is the day I'm going to change both of our lives. And she smiles or he smiles at you, and next thing you know, you are together for many years to come and having a rich relationship. And guess what? You pull families together with your happiness, with your love, with your excitement of being together. And now you got more family, you got more friends. Yeah, all because of a decision that has a profound effect and an adverse effect in your future. What changes are you going to make? What decisions are you going to make that will have an adverse effect on your life? I just want you to think. This is food for thought. My name is Dave. You're listening to The Last Podcast. Hey, do me a favor. Like this podcast, subscribe to this podcast, and tell your family, friends, co-workers, and associates about this podcast. It's about food for thought. It's about enriching our own lives. I want that for you. More importantly, I want you to enrich your own life and the people around you. Be blessed. Have a great day. And thanks so much for listening. Bye-bye.